The opinions expressed in this video are just opinions and shouldn't be considered as financial advice because the purpose of this video is to entertain and educate. Even when I say this is financial advice, it is still not financial advice. However, it is advised that you smash the like button and do your own research before making a financial decision.
The world of finance might seem simple, but it's actually quite a complex terrain to navigate and drive in. Now, this doesn't mean that it's impossible to understand or get your head around what's actually going on. You see, understanding personal finance isn't difficult at all. You know, you get paid and you can either do three things. You can either save the money, spend your money, or invest your money. Now see, the investment part of it is where things might get a bit tricky because with the right investment, you'll be able to make more money than you ever imagined. However, with the wrong investment, and you end up with less money than what you started with or potentially more debt. That's why it's imperative to do thorough research before making an investment plan or get a professional to guide you through it all. And that's where I come in. Now see, I know I said I was not a financial expert in my last video, but forget all that, man. Let's dive right into it.
This video is rated N for severely blocked notes. This will be disturbing to all viewers, but over here, remove.
So lately, I've been seeing a lot of videos of other YouTubers answering questions and assumptions about their specific area of study or expertise. And I thought it'd be a great idea for me to jump on the bandwagon because there's a lot of assumptions in almost about everything in the world of finance. The financial sector probably has the most assumption and misinformation than any other sector, to be honest. Actually, maybe second to medicine. So in today's video, I'll be answering some frequently asked questions and assumptions about the stock market and everything finance. Hopefully, I'll straighten a few things out for y'all and give you guys a little bit more clarity in this specific field. Initially, I was hoping to answer your questions from my subscribers, but since I don't have many of them yet, I've decided to go to the streets, hit up a bunch of university students, and today we'll be reading some of their questions. And hopefully these are some of the questions that you might have as well. So yeah, let's dive right into it. What exactly is finance? Basically, finance is the study of money and deals with the management of investments, assets, and liabilities. That's just my definition. If you want to find the full definition, literally just hit up Google if you need a first assignment or something. Is finance an art or a science? Oh my god. This is such a university question.
When I want to explain it, my head will be headache me. Yeah.
Finance is a field of study and an area of business. Definitely has some strong scientific related areas such as statistics and mathematics. However, it does have some artistic elements to it as well. Because in some situations you need to be quite intuitive, and being a creative problem solver definitely helps, especially when being in situations that you haven't been faced with in the past. Especially when dealing with people, you would definitely need to be creative, and even in the financial markets you will see some consumers behaviors being played out and the psychology of trading being played out as well. So it does definitely have some artistic elements to it. But as a whole, I would say that it is very science-based, just because at the end of the day, we're dealing with a lot of numbers and we use mathematical formulas and algorithms to not only support our answers, but also to give us a better clarity of what's actually going on, especially in the financial markets.
Graphs, stats, numbers.
So yeah, I would say it's quite scientific-based. Did you get rich by trading Forex? The Forex questions are here. Yes, you can, but you can also get very poor. What are the different types of stocks? So just like every other asset classes, stocks have their own specific characteristics, and it can be categorized in a sense. So there are dividend stocks, growth stocks, new issue stocks, and defensive stocks. So dividend stocks are stocks that investors might buy in the hopes that they get paid by the number of shares they own. So for instance, let's say you own 1,000 shares of Harvey Norman before its ex-dividend date, and Harvey Norman pays a dividend of 0.21. So your dividend payout in that period will be $210. Dividend stocks are usually your big banks, your mining companies, your fund management companies, and your blue chips companies. This is because of they have proven to have a consistent growth throughout the years, and they have strong balance sheets, so they can afford paying dividends. Example of dividend stocks are Westpac, FMG, mining companies, so your BHPs, your Rio Tintos, and Apple. And then you have your growth stocks. So these are the stocks that investors will own in the hopes of capital gain rather than dividends. So these stocks are usually your speculative stocks. So your technology companies, so for example, your Teslas, your Afterpays, your Webjet, and your Spotify's. Then you have your new issues. So new issues or IPO stocks. So these are the probably old companies that have decided to go public, and these presents investors with a new opportunity to buy in and own something new. So these are usually considered as a new boys in town. And obviously these companies might overlap. So a dividend stock could also be a growth stock.
All of them are one of the convenion. You know the convenion?
But it's quite rare for a new issue stock to pay dividends just because they haven't really proved the track record in the stock market yet. They probably have already sold a lot of their company, so they don't want to give out more than what they can afford. And then finally, you have your defensive stocks. So these are also known as your recession-proof stocks. So these are stocks that investors will buy in the hopes of protecting themselves against market crashes and recessions. So these are usually your big consumer staples. So for example, your Woolworths, Macca's, Facebook, and recently, I think last year, it was a weird instance where Netflix was also considered as a defensive stock. But that just shows you that every recession or every market crash comes with its own unique reasons. So the defensive stocks might change to cater the reason of the market crash. So it's understandable why Netflix was a defensive stock last year, because we were all locked down. So I think it definitely profited from that. What exactly is crypto? So crypto or cryptocurrency is a digital currency that is used to buy goods and services. I mean, that's what we hoped crypto to be, but I think we all understand crypto as a unregulated currency that people buy in the hopes for capital gains. And is it possible to make a yearly salary or trading? Well, something that's living off the investments, yeah, I definitely think it is possible, but you would need to be quite reasonable with your goals, and you need to have a lot of things in consideration before you make that decision. So for example, you can't expect to make a yearly income off your investments with just starting off with $1,000. You know, unless you expect a annual return of 5,000%, and that sounds reasonable to you. So most of the times, the investor will start off with a reasonable amount of money to begin with. And also, you need to know what assets will sustain you throughout the whole year, because not all assets are the same. So for example, it would be quite unreasonable to just trade Forex and then expect to make a yearly income from just trading Forex, or even crypto as well, because these assets don't really pay dividends. So usually investors, when they make these decisions, they'll have a good portfolio of good dividend stocks. That way you just don't rely on capital gains to make a yearly income. So for example, let's say the stock market has been going down for the last 3 months.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine. You're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would.
You know, if we just were hoping for capital gains, you might not even made any money throughout that period. But if you own dividend stocks, you will be most likely to get a dividend payout, which would make a big difference in your account.
Don't care, still don't care.
How do I start trading Forex?
Dope.
Now look, Forex is good to trade, but I think in this day and age, we just have better assets to invest in. What is an NFT? An NFT, or a non-fungible token, is basically digital assets that you own. So for example, this could be music, digital art, this could be characters like Fortnite characters, and this could be audio as well, and virtual lands as well. Virtual real estate. So can I directly invest in the stock market?
Just a bit of background story before we get into it. So I googled the question just to see what Google has to say, and I was quite disappointed on how wordy and irrelevant the answer was. It's almost like they set it up to discourage people to open their own personal accounts. Safe to say this got me quite angry, and I went on a bit of a rant. I digress.
Now see, See how hard they try to make it for y'all? Like, see how hard they try to make it for us? Imagine if you're just a university student, you want to learn how to invest your money, and you hit up Google, and this also comes up to you. You know, you're gonna get discouraged straight away. I don't know why they try to make it so hard for young people to start investing. And I don't think investing should be something that only finance students or business students do. I think investing is important for everybody, and everyone should know how to invest at such a young age. But they always try to make the barrier hard. Like, imagine if Google can't even help you, like, learn how to invest, you know, or how to start to invest. You know, like, if you're not in that conversation of people that talk about investing, it'll be virtually impossible for you to know how to. And this is why I created this channel, honestly, because it's ridiculous how difficult they try to make it for people to start having control over their finances. This is my breakdown. This is my breakdown of how you would start investing, and this is kind of like the same route that I took as well. Firstly, find a broker. Find a good broker. Literally, like, it's 2021, so the broker is most likely to be online. So find a brokerage account, and make sure it's a good one. You know, do a little research. Make sure they have good fees and whatnot. And also make sure you have one that has a demo account. This is quite important, guys, because when you start investing, you definitely need to give your time to familiarize yourself with your trading account. So after you familiarize with your trading account and you're quite comfortable with investing with the fake money, that should literally be an option there to open a live account. And if it doesn't have that option, then do what I did, to call them up and be like, hey, I want to create a live account, and they'll ask you a few questions just to understand you as a client, and then literally just deposit your money from your bank account to your trading account. And I think PayPal will help you secure this. Find a company that you want to invest in, and then start investing. It's as simple as that.
Oh! Oh! It went to zero! Yo! Damn!
If this video gets more than 50 likes, I think my last video got 40 likes, which was like amazing. Like, I wasn't expecting that type of support from you guys. But if this video gets 50 likes, I'll go into more details on how to do this properly, and I'll show you guys the steps that I took. What's the best financial advice you've got? The best financial advice I've gotten is probably like, risk comes from not knowing what you're doing. So invest in things you know and have a strong conviction while doing it. This advice literally like shaped me today as a trader, because in the stock market, a lot of things happen and it's hard to justify why they're happening. But if you invest in companies that you know about, you have strong conviction in your actions. So for example, let's say you recently bought a stock and then its price started falling. If you know what stock you bought, you will look at it as the price you buying it at a discount, and that's literally like, I think, what makes people successful in the market. That way you will not panic sell and lose your money. Anyway, guys, that's all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did, and I know I didn't get around to answering everyone's questions. I'll probably do a part 2 to this video, but for now, if you have any more questions, drop them down in the comments below, or go on Instagram and slide in my DMs, and I'll reply to all of them. I swear to God. I swear to God. If you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel and give this video a big thumbs up. I'm trying to get to 50 likes this time,
Because I never expected it.
and it will help me sleep better at night. So, in saying that, hope you all have a blessed day, and I'll catch you all on the next video. That's all for today.